Hi, good evening everyone. My name is Allan. I'm from the aviation industry, whereby we make people say now everyone can fly. Yep, that's right. Just to share a bit, personal confession to make, a year ago, I had no idea what on earth is esports. A year ago. And today, after 1 year in the space of esports, I've been invited, like shared earlier, to fly over to the US, Europe, Southeast Asia, and now in Kuching to share about our journey in the esports space. Today, I'll be sharing on how to build internal and external awareness on esports. And it's very interesting. How many of you here know about esports? Can I see a raise of hands? Okay, a few of you, maybe about 20%, not too bad. For us, our leaders in the company supported our initiative. One day, a pilot came up to me and said that, hey, Allan, like, what? Tony Fernandez, the owner of the airline, knows about esports. I'm like, what's that? I don't know. He knows about Twitch. What on earth is Twitch? In my vocabulary, Twitch means twitching your eyes. So I had to go and look at the dictionary. What on earth is Twitch is he talking about? I couldn't find it, just twitching your eyes. Went on Google on the internet, I'm like, how come my boss knows so much but I don't? Google and found out, wow, it's a big deal. Esports, Twitch. Amazon bought it close to $970 million US back in 2014. And the esports world, why are brands and corporates and colleges and universities and governments interested in it? Firstly, because the next generation of millennials and Generation Z digital natives, they are no longer consuming content like our baby boomers or Gen X era. Number one, they're using pop-up blockers. Number two, they're actually not watching linear TV anymore. They're all on the live streaming esports. Number three, they're not buying physical newspapers anymore. Anybody still buy physical newspapers? Maybe some, yeah? But they're not. They're all reading, consuming content online. And what we found out was it's a big industry. But I face challenges because in our organization has 20,000 employees, call them all-stars. And when I asked the branding or marketing or even my colleagues, hey guys, do you know what's esports? Yeah, playing video games, nothing much. I'm like, Houston, we have a problem. We need to engage this next generation. We can't be left out. So I did a lot of research together with our colleagues. We went down on ground. We talked to the community. We spent a lot of after working hours, after 6 p.m., have a lot of teh tarik and mamak sessions, asking them, hey guys, could you share with me more about esports? And we found out it's actually a big industry. It's actually a $1 billion US industry, and it's going to projected to be $2 billion soon. So we did a project. We created an esports jersey, as you can see over there, and gave it to all our branding, marketing, and even C-suite executives with a name over there on it. And everyone loved it, and they wear it every day in the office between Thursdays, and out of 1,000 of our employees, you can see 100 wearing in the office. Like, wow, that's a nice jersey. What's that? Got your name there. Esports, what's that? To build up awareness internally. What happened was, we found out that many people were not aware what was esports. Everyone thinks of your niece, your nephew, your son, your daughter playing it, but actually no. They're actually millionaires in the esports space playing these games, and also there's a whole ecosystem to it. So what we found out was very interesting. And actually, at first, it was my own money, about 4,000 ringgit, 1,000 US dollars. I took it out, spent about 100 jerseys to give it out to everyone. And after that, the bosses found out about it, and they said, no, we'll reimburse you. And that's how we started our journey. And guess what? We did an esports club for employees. So out there, talking to all your colleges, universities, organizations, corporate companies, if you want to enter esports space, you can start by having an esports club for your team, for your employees. What happens is that it creates a bonding there. Number one, employee engagement. In the esports space, people can play online anytime. Of course, for us, it's after 6 p.m., yeah? After work hours. And just like every other organization, you have a bowling club, you have a futsal club, badminton club. Why not esports? So apparently, we didn't know this. We actually one of the first in the world to do this initiative. Even the Americans and Europeans were very surprised because their culture there is a bit different. After 6 p.m., don't disturb me, my private time. But in Southeast Asia, in Asia, it's different. We like to connect and communicate with one another. So why not esports? So even like in our company, average age is 25 years old for over 20,000 employees. And we started off with this bunch here, 14 of us. We did a pilot project, we had internal tournaments, and after that, take part in external tournaments to integrate with the esports community. What happened was, we also took part in corporate initiatives to engage in friendly matches with other companies, just like you have friendly matches in futsal, badminton, and such. Guess what? In the esports world, you notice that you can also use it for employer branding. The next generation, when they come out to the workforce, which company do they want to join? Then they see, wow, this company supports my passion, esports. I love it. I'll join that company. So it can be used as a way of employer branding. The third thing is that, have you all heard of Alvin Toffler, the futurist? He mentioned back 40 years ago in third wave, future shock. As we get more digital, high-tech, high-touch, we actually want to be together, connected, more physical. Just like everyone here at the TEDx talk today. Why you're here? Why are you not back watching from a video conference? Because he predicted, the futurist Alvin Toffler predicted 40 years ago that as the society gets more digital, we actually want to communicate. And even in the esports space, when we did research, we flew everywhere around the world to check it out. This was one of our findings. Even in Kaohsiung, Taiwan, we noticed that, wow, people are actually watching this game and consuming the content. And they're not even looking at their phones, as you can see from the picture. They're all glued and very focused at the esports match. Even in Bangkok, Thailand, it's the same. So there's I wouldn't call it phenomenon, but it's actually a culture. It's already happening. It's even taking place in Malaysia right now. This in Beijing, China. I showed this photo. This was last year, a League of Legends event. I showed this photo to the bosses, and they said, Alan, is this fake news? Is this Photoshop? I'm like, no, it's the real deal. I'm there. And I was there. There was about 50,000 inside the Bird's Nest Stadium in Beijing, China. I was astounded. I couldn't believe myself. I've always done research and seen on YouTube, seen the videos, but I couldn't believe it's actually real. And it's happening around the world, ladies and gentlemen. Another one just happened recently, about last month, in Incheon, South Korea. So people ask me, Alan, I don't understand what is this esports. What are people actually doing? I said, well, they're actually consuming the content. It's just like our era, watching soccer, football. Your Manchester United versus the QPR, Queen's Park Rangers. They are going to the stadiums not to watch that anymore. They're going there to watch esports, a big, giant screen. And nowadays, they even couple it with concerts, musicians. What happened is that even the Olympics find out that their numbers are dropping in terms of the viewership. The average age in Olympics is 55 years old. And they realize that they need to engage the next generation. And right now, even they had a discussion in Switzerland to bring in the esports experts to find out how esports can be integrated into the Olympics. Even in New York, look at the sigh expression on the face. Exactly. They're very passionate. I was there in New York, USA, during an esports event. They're shouting, they're screaming, they're cheering for their team. It's real, guys. It's their passion. We might not understand it. The current generation might not understand it. But the next generation, they're all into esports. This was in Genting Highlands in Malaysia. This Genting Highlands is located 1 hour's drive away from the city center. And people actually drive all the way there, stayed 3 or 4 nights watching esports. They book their hotel rooms, they eat there, and they watch it. There was average about 6,000 people during the event. And this was about early of this year in January. So over there, when a spectator is watching esports, they're actually watching a digital screen. Esports has different categories, ranging from PC games, mobile games, or console games like your PS4 or Xbox. What happened is, for this type of games, this was a 5 versus 5. Some say it's advanced chess, digital chess, and it's not easy to control the characters. Some go by 0.005 second a minute, and they are very, very actively, brain is functioning. It's not easy, it's not hard, but they put a lot of practice. Some take up to 8 to 12 hours a day, just like a normal work. They also get together and they have a gaming house, just like office space, they have a gaming house, and they train there. They also have sports psychologists, they have a coach, a team manager, and guess what? In the esports world, it's not just about playing. You also have an ecosystem there. You even have the backstage people, the production crew, the technical people. There's a whole ecosystem to it, and even nowadays, governments, example, like the government of Malaysia, is also interested to get involved in esports because they see the future. So I would like to encourage every one of you, if you don't know what is esports, it's all right. You know a bit now, you can Google it, find out more information, and you'll be like me 1 year ago, mind blown. This is a current event that's happening right now as I speak in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. It's called the KL Major. It's a world-class event that Malaysia got the right to host. It's $1 million prize money. There's other events around the world that's up to $25 million. That's about 100 million ringgit, ladies and gentlemen. So in the esports space, it's very exciting. It's very digital. You have to know it, even if you don't like it. You need to understand it because that's what the next generation is already moving into that space. Also, there are a lot of corporate sponsors coming in. You got companies like AirAsia, Domino's Pizza, KFC, Mercedes-Benz, and many more. What I would like to share is that this esports journey, I wouldn't have known unless I do my own research, talk to people, engage with people. Even though there was such a time, people thought I was crazy 1 year ago. Alan, are you crazy? What is esports? It's video games. It's wasting time. But they don't understand. It's actually, the next generation is very involved in. And I would like to share that even universities and colleges, they are so actively involved in creating degrees, diplomas, programs for esports. And now there's even courses for families to get together to engage their sons and daughters. Because if they don't, they'll miss out. So to avoid fear of missing out, everyone needs to know what is esports. And a good way to create internal and external awareness in this space is to create an esports club. You can even do it among your kids at home, you know. You can team up with them. There are fathers and sons playing together, even in, like, example, a game called PUBG Mobile or PC, yeah? Some of you might know, even Fortnite, for example. In the US, there's a streamer called Ninja. He earns an average income a month, $500,000 just by streaming, playing games online, and people actually donate to him, his fans. So there's a whole ecosystem there, and we cannot be left behind, even for our country in Malaysia. And that's where our Minister of Youth and Sports, YB Syed Saddiq, is very involved and sees the future. And I hope by sharing this today, all of you understand that it's a big world out there in the esports space. It's not just about playing games at home, on the couch, or on the chair. It's a whole different world out there. And I'm happy to share what happens in the esports space right now, and there's more to come. As a closing, I'd like to share that this wouldn't have been possible without dreaming. So I encourage everyone out there, the youth of today, dare to dream in whatever you do. Even though people think you're crazy, but you know you're on the right path, you're doing the right thing, continue to do it, get the support and get encouragement, stick close to those who believe in you, and go for your dreams. And that's how, because of this esports dream that I had, together with a few fellow colleagues from 14, now we have 200 over in our company who's actively engaged in the esports club. And we're also actively engaging with other companies to create friendly matches with corporate companies, with universities, although the universities always win us, because they got more time, right? Yeah, so just like to share that, go for your dreams and continue daring to dream and reach for your goals. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.